I'm here with Hamilton. Hello, Hamilton.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm very well. Hamilton, you've been on the programme before, a long time ago, episode 40 or something, more than a year ago. But you've got new projects and things to talk about.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell our readers about your new projects?
New projects. Oh, well, I have 2 fun new projects coming out in the next couple of months. The first one is maybe less glamorous and crazy and kooky as the second, but the first one is...
Right.
Have you ever played Morkborg? Have you ever heard of Morkborg?
I know what Morkborg is, yes. Kind of grim, dark...
Doom metal.
Gothic.
Yeah. Very much so, yes, exactly. And I sort of fell in love with it over a year ago when it sort of first started to get like a lot of traction and people were talking about it and stuff like that. I think it came out, I can't remember when it came out, but it was only just over a year ago.
Is it free?
It's free league. Yeah, it is free league. It's an OSR based. If you must know the OSR, you're old school people.
That is patronising.
I said old school. I didn't say old.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we are actually. I mean, I don't think that we played original, right?
Yeah.
But 40 something years ago.
Exactly.
But we don't play it anymore. So I don't think we are.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You were around in the days of the old school. Is what I mean. That's what
yeah. But we're not.
You're not playing it now.
No.
It's like myself. I used to play the 2E Planescapes when I was a teen, like pre-teen and stuff like that. Obviously, I now play all the modern stuff. But it's very rules light, and it's a really nice system, and it's so evocative. All the imagery in it is pretty cool, and the way the book put together is so like it just kind of draws you into this world. And so I've been meaning to play it for years, and I finally just got like a bit of a break between what we were doing before, and I thought, I really want to do this. And I got some really cool people together. Friend of the show, Stuart from Dyson Desire, is on there.
Stuart, yeah. Yeah, Bardcore.
Yeah, this is Bardcore, as well as 2 people that have played with me on my sort of Planescape game that I played earlier in the year, Chloe and Will, and then Taylor from the Backwater Bastards. I don't know if you've come across them. But
I've heard of them. Yes, I've heard of the Backwater Bastards.
Yeah, so a really good group of people, and I sort of I played it as like everyone's in character, even out of character. So we're like characters playing like a theatre production. That's the kind of plan.
Basically the reverse of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whereas people literally refer to the characters by the players' names from time to time because it's all just
you are very, it becomes one.
It's embarrassing.
You are one. No, it's just because you're one with your characters.
We are one.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be that, yeah.
It's also because you are characters in yourselves. That's the thing.
I think it's really that they're just sort of ciphers and just a set of numbers on a piece of paper, really. There we go. Anyway, yes.
But yes, so, but that's kind of thing. So we've all kind of like tried to, it's all kind of like get into that goth style.
Yeah. Are you streaming it? What's the deal?
So it's going to be on Twitch on Sunday the 11th at 8 p.m. on the Fourth Culture is who we're like joined up with for this. On their Twitch channel, and then it'll be on YouTube the day later as well, and then podcast after that.
Right. Okay. I mean, that was all in young, but I'm assuming that I understand. I know what Twitch is.
Yeah.
Okay. So
YouTube,
and there'll be an audio. So
yeah.
And I know what YouTube is. Yeah. But you'll be releasing a kind of an audio, a pod version.
There is a pod version. So if you search for Dragon Presents. And then or Theatre Macabre. Again, I'll give the links for the show notes. But like Theatre Macabre's the name of our show, and then we're doing a few different I'm doing a bit more mini series. We've just made this whole Dragon Presents feed that this will be the first one to go on, and then other things will come on it. But yeah, we have a lot of fun, and there's a good. What we try to do is put like an outtake stream right at the end where all the sort of silly stuff happens. So it's quite serious, but there's funny moments in it. But like. If you wait to the end, you hear all our outtakes.
And at 8 p.m. British summer times, is that 7 p.m. GMT?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
So for our readers in the States and Canada and so forth, that's going to be middle of the day.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Eastern, I think is the way to remember it.
Brilliant. And then it comes out as a podcast.
Yeah.
I think that was bewildering because you said so much stuff so quickly.
Sorry.
Can you just very quickly recap the date and the time?
If you want to catch us on Twitch, it's the September the 11th at 8 p.m. British Standard Time. If you want to just watch it when you like, it will be on YouTube 24 hours later. And again, links will be in the show notes. And then if you find me on Twitter, I'll be posting the crap out of this as well. And then podcast will be 1 week behind. So
How do people find you on Twitter, Hamilton?
I am at the Dragon DM, all one word.
At the Dragon DM. Yeah, terrific. Okay. Is that it for project number 1?
That's project number 1. I mean, go check it out. It's all horror. If you love that, you'll love it.
And then project number 2?
Project number 2. This one is one that I've been building up to for a big time because, like, if people did know me on Twitter, my profile picture since I've been on Twitter, until I've changed it to this Mort Borg one I've got now, was me as Aladdin Sane, David Bowie.
Yeah.
And I had this I've always had this want to do something about a group of Bowies in D&D campaign. It came from...
Of course, you
you listen to the Adam Buxton podcast, or the Adam.
I do.
Yeah, and the Adam and Joe podcast before that they used to have. Adam Buxton famously talked about this idea of having a spaceship full of Bowies, and I've always had that in my mind, and I thought, what a great idea. So I got to attribute a lot to Adam Buxton.
I thought you got it from Bowies in Space from Flight of the Conchords.
Well, and that is sort of mixed up, and that sort of came a little bit later and did the same thing. So both together in my mind are like, well, I'm stealing from the greats as much as anything, but it's all creative endeavor. There's nothing new under the sun. But then I thought, well, let's put this into D&D. And Spelljammer, I read Spelljammer a year before it came out. Went back to the 2E one because I actually missed it when I was younger. I just didn't. I don't know why. I just missed it. I think
that's with the hippos, isn't it?
Yeah, the GIF or the GIF, however you want to pronounce them. And so, the new one came out mid-August, and so I thought, let's get together a bunch of cool people and let's play a ship as if it's a bunch of Bowies. Right. I originally did, so I've got again Taylor, who I mentioned from the Backwater Bastards, again on this because she's amazing and has to be in everything that I do. I have Chloe, who's also mentioned before, has nearly had friend of the show Chris.
Chris is a reader of ours from a long time. Yeah,
exactly, an old school reader, and then. But unfortunately, couldn't work out. And we've also, though, got instead, as well, they weren't a replacement at all, was Jeremy Cobb from Three Black Halflings.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good people. Hamilton, you are connected. You're also just, I don't know. This just is the strangest idea.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not known for not doing it. Does that make sense?
No, that sentence made no sense.
That kind of proves the point. I'm known for just pushing things a bit stupidly. I can't help myself.
But okay. Yeah. Obviously I'm going to have to... Don't tell me. Is it on Twitch?
It will be, and it will be on YouTube. Same as what I mentioned before. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know when?
It's going to hopefully be going out in October.
Fine.
Yeah.
I obviously have to. I have to watch it. I have to watch this. Yeah. I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Well, basically, imagine this. I'll try and paint you a picture.
Okay.
Jareth.
Yeah, paint me.
Jareth.
Yes.
Jareth is on the ship acting as if they were an ex-patron of a warlock patron that has lost their only warlock, and therefore are roaming the astral sea looking for people to turn into goblins. But no one wants to because they have to do it willingly, and no one wants to. You've got Major Tom, who is played by Jeremy, is the first African American to go into space, whose ship gets cast off into an astral vortex and arrives.
I love it.
Lost in the middle of nowhere. And then we've got Hunky Dory, who is an ancient astral elf who is just a bit kooky, and Ziggy will turn up at some point.
Do you spend a lot of time by yourself, Hamilton?
I have a family.
A real family, or people or little dolls that you arrange on top of a cupboard?
What's the difference?
I don't know. It's like you've built this extraordinary thing in your mind and somehow convinces people to do it.
Oh yeah. I don't know, seriously, okay. Mike, I have no idea how I went to people and said this, like, with a straight face. Do you want to do this? Oh, and the main baddie is Adamantium, the Adamantium ant.
Right. I mean, I know what I would have said if you'd asked me to do this. Okay. Well, I don't know where to start with that. Spelljammer is, second edition.
Yeah.
Mind Flayers, the hippos.
Yeah.
This is not an attempt to sound old and curmudgeonly, but am I right in saying that they've just released a new 5th edition thing?
That's correct. Yeah, right. 16th of August it came out. Yeah.
Fine. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, but I don't have to now. I can watch what sounds like the strangest. I don't even know what it is. I mean, is it okay? And how is that all in character like the other one?
No, we clearly a bunch of narrators. There are people playing the characters, and it's more straight to D&D. It's your actual
straight
play.
to DVD.
Yeah, people talking, playing games. There's rolling dice. There's the usual
now we're in the territory I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, so all of that bit is fine, but it's just the rest of it. Well, anyway, brilliant. Well, there we are, Hamilton. That is, I very much enjoyed that. How is everything? Are you still running Are you running the game show thing still?
Unfortunately, not. It just became. It was we don't have enough time at the moment, and it takes a lot of effort and finding.
There were an awful lot of shows. That was it was very high quality, but there were an awful lot of shows.
Yeah, and so I had to just sort of step back from it. I'm hoping to bring it back more as like a once a year sort of like special thing that I do.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Celebrity Bake Off or whatever. Brilliant.
Yes, exactly.
Except it'll be under your stewardship. It'll be, odd. Well, there we are. Thanks, Hamilton.
Thank you.
Readers, I implore you, I beseech you to check out Hamilton's extraordinary projects. Let's very quickly recap the dates. We're Twitch on the 11th of September at 8 p.m. British Summertime. Yep. That is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard in the States. Mm-hmm. And the Weird Bowie thing is going to be in October.
It's sometime in October.
And all of them will be available on YouTube to follow. And as a podcast, is the Bowie thing going to be on a podcast?
Yeah, it will be on that same stream. So that Dragon Presents will just become a stream of consciousness.
Readers, there you go. There's something for you to get your brains around. As always, we are incredibly grateful for any ratings or reviews you can leave on your podcast app of choice, be that Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever. Lucas's weird one, what's that one called? Beyond Pod, or is it Podbean?
Yeah.
What's the other one? Podbean.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Billowing Hilltop. You can find us on Facebook. You can always email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com. Why don't you tell us what you thought of what we were talking about? Because it would be useful to know. And we'll stuff your email into Paul's capacious sack for later retrieval.
Lovely.
You can find all our maps and handouts, of which there are quite a few associated with this book of the adventure, at our Tumblr, billowinghilltop.tumblr.com, and that is about it. I have no news or information, so let's push on with episode 106 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, as long as they've got Ziggurats in hell.
Amazing.
So June is its own system as opposed to some.
So you have threat and momentum dice, and you have to roll below numbers.
Oh, like the old days. Like the old dice.
Yeah, but then if you roll,
going back to Roman,
you have a target number. Let's say you've got a target number of 15. And you count, so it's a bit like number of successes.
Right.
So if you roll between, I think something like, if your target is 15, if you roll between a 7 and a 15, it's 1 success. If you roll a 6 or below, it's 2 successes or something like that.
Got it.
If you roll a 20, an issue arises, a problem gets thrown at you.
Right.
And then
did it sound like fun? Or did it sound
it's very kind of like when you create a character, you create almost like a mission and a vision statement. And then when you're doing something, you say, I'm going to apply my mission statement. I can't remember what the statements were called, like this. And their DM would go, yes, okay. And that gives you a dice or something like that. So
that sounds a bit like that thing that we did, Graham, with the other guys. Halcyon Days, Motorcycle Nights. Right?
I was thinking the same thing. The red
what were they called?
Creative.
Spanners in the works and something else is, you agree things that are going to might affect your ability to get stuff done when you're actually playing the game. It's quite an interesting
I like
concept.
that. Yeah, I did like that kind of way of...
good evening, everybody, by the way. Hello, we're talking about things of other games. Sorry, games. Readers.
But they're all very, very role-play-y, which is probably a bit beyond us who just want to go and bash things.
Role-playing and roll with 2 L's playing, that tension never seems to go away between...
Yeah.
Right, are you telling a story? Are you acting out a story, a character-driven story, where the dice are used as a resolution mechanic, or are you playing a tactical dice-based exploration and combat game where you flesh out the characters that are involved more than and all of the different kind of points on the spectrum in between? Interesting. Anyway, I don't know what to do about Dan because I don't know where he is, but he's not here. I would say we start without him.
Yeah, let's just crack on.
I think we probably have to.
I'm here with the rest of the famous 5.
Actually, wait a minute. Hold up. Yeah. I've just remembered where we're at. No, we need Dan.
Well, Dan can, we'll see. If he turns up, he might turn up in the wrong moment.
Barge. Yeah.
We need
him.
Barge?
Bard.
We need Dan.
Bard. He should be at the front.
And And
Well, we'll see how we
And
go.
Alessandra needs to
Well,
swap places with
somebody's-
Uncle Buggy really quickly.
Somebody's got his character sheet, right?
I've got his character sheet.
He goes at the front. Very
Excellent. Tonight's
quickly.
beer, Paul, is a blend.
Oh,
Because it's a Monday night, I thought I would keep the ABV down. So I'm mixing Nanobot and Neck Oil, the two
Oh.
Beavertown crisp little pale ales, but one of them's obviously low ABV. So getting
Yeah.
sort of in the middle.
that's nice.
Basically, it tastes like Neck Oil, but not quite as nice. This
Not
will
so
not
much.
surprise you.
Because you make it makes
I
sense.
don't
with
think
nickel.
we need a recap, do we?
Well, we're in a
Do we need a recap?
I'm drinking
We're in a room with a-
that cordial.
Right.
and I'm drinking a bottle of.
North London tap.
Oh, yeah, I'm
drinking a
basically
bottle of
drinking North London
Castello
tap.
di Potentino, 2015.
Double filtered, of course.
Chilled, double filtered.
Is that wine, Paul?
Yeah, it's a red wine, Italian red wine. It's absolutely delicious. Given to me by my
Get
dad.
Paul with his wine.
Ah,
Are
it's-
you wearing a roll neck sweater?
I'm not wearing. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. And
Driving a Saab?
oh no, we're in a room.
We've got...
We're in a room. We're in a square
We're in a
room
situation.
with columns. In the middle, there's this hole out of which has come a really
Something bad
rather
is coming, isn't it?
bad green worm.
I've marked on our map. I've marked this chamber. I've called it the Hall of the Hall of Welcome. The Hall of Welcome, which makes it sound nice, doesn't it?
No, it's horrible.
And I've marked the little chamber that you came into originally, that you've gone through to get here, as the Eastern Atrium.
right
Well, it's just to keep us
on track.
oriented, so that when we refer to places during the course of the ensuing
Chaos.
absolute carnage,
Yeah.
that we can. Yeah, you've entered the Ziggurat,
Yes,
in the centre of the city of Kuluth Mar.
and we've got a beholder
And you...
coming after us from behind, and we've got this worm greeny
Yes.
thing in the front of us.
You think it's a beholder.
Yeah, it's a beholder.
It certainly looks like a beholder, moves like a beholder. There were also some kind of creatures, some sort of group, swarm, whatever, of creatures that were zeroing in on your position in the jungle. Anyway, you've left all of that behind. You've crossed over this ring wall into the centre of the city. You've gone down a set of stairs into the understructure of this giant ziggurat that sits in the centre. And you've found a chamber with a pit in the middle of it, crumbled columns, doors in each wall, north, south, east, and west. I didn't describe the doors fully to you last time. I will in a minute, just to basically freak you out. You sent Noel Edmonds, your tame zombie, in as a sort of robo-probe, and as Noel Edmonds approached the pit, a creature emerged from the pit, something like a naga, but also like...
A worm.
Yeah, like a giant green worm, like you've met before in all of the wormy bits, only
Bigger.
normally they're small. Oh, one little detail that I neglected, which is that outside the ziggurat, you notice that there are little versions of your favourite little green worms, occasionally breaking the surface of the ground out there in
You
the
did mention it.
environs.
Yeah, easy to walk past, I think.
Yeah.
You had to make a perception check to spot them.
Yeah.
You think they're very easy to avoid, but you wouldn't want to just sleep out there, for example. You wouldn't want to lie still and fall asleep on that ground. I think we should start with initiative.
Oh.
We ended in dramatic circumstances last time with this naga striking towards you, but really I was just sort of trying to give you the general impression that we're off to the races.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this. Rolling for me. Get a... not a great number. Okay. Alessandra, what you get?
17.
Sessions, what you get?
16.
Uncle Becky, what you get?
9. Did I say I was casting this 4th level spell on myself?
Death Ward.
Yes.
You cast it last week.
Okay.
How long is it concentration?
It's not concentration. It lasts 8 hours.
Cool. Well, in that case, we don't need to worry about it.
Great.
Parker, what you get? Parker.
4.
Disappointing. 4.
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled for Burple as well.
Oh, yes, you roll for Burple. What Burple get?
A 16.
What Burple get?
Burple
16?
16.
Is Noel Edmonds going on the same number as Uncle Buggy? Just for
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, so let's start with Alessandra on 17. Let me describe, Alessandra, this thing to you. It's a naga of some sort. It looks like a sort of weird, corrupted, worm-touched naga. It's got a very unsettling looking cast about its gaze or its eyes. You don't feel that you are under an immediate threat. The second thing is, could you make an insight check,
Yeah.
please?
Sure. Adding 8 to this.
Ooh.
So 22.
There's something not quite as simple as things appear about this. This Naga looks hostile and aggressive, but you think that this thing has got more on its mind than just
Killing us.
killing you. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got to be very careful here. That doesn't mean that I'm sort of inviting you to say, hey, hi.
Cup of tea?
Looks like it's going to try and kill you, but there's something else going on.
Okay.
What do you want to do on 17? Alessandra, you
Well,
are about 40 feet away from it.
I'm going to try and kill it.
You're going to shoot at it.
I'm going to shoot at it with the legitimately owned Bow of the East Wind. Hitting
Made all
on
the
plus
payments
16.
against it. You own it now. Armor class
Yeah.
16 is a miss, I'm afraid.
Okay, right.
Is that
Just
it for you?
establishing. And then I'm going to go and run. Well, I'm
You're
actually
flying.
flying, remember?
Yeah, you're flying.
I'm flying, and I'm going to go and nip round the corner behind Burple, right down there, and I'm going to use my cunning action to actually hide.
We had a discussion last time when we parked it, and we shouldn't really have parked it all the way till now, about your flying.
Oh, okay.
What I was trying to establish was you get an hour of flying, but can you break it up into individual bits? Or do you get one
No.
go at flying in a day for up to an hour
Yes.
in one single uninterrupted? Right, fine, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's... I'll have a look at it while
yeah,
you're
double
playing
check it in
somebody
the-
else,
in
I'm
the
pretty certain
background.
that, yeah.
On 16, should I roll or should we just leave Graham to decide what's happening with Purple? Roll. Leaving out Lucas, who's a bit distracted. Rolling a d6, getting a 1-2. It is Graham.
Bugger.
Do you think is likely to do in these circumstances?
Absolutely no clue. I do know that he likes to do dissonant whispers, but I don't think it's in range. I've heard him say that quite a lot.
Dissonant Whispers is...
Like 60
I'm not gonna
feet
spend
or something.
too long on this.
He's out of range, I just checked.
Is it somebody you can see?
Almost certainly.
No.
He'd have to poke his head round.
No, there's a creature of your choice within range, so you don't have to be able to see the target. But he's not within 60.
Isn't there a big psychic thing that he does? But isn't there a new one?
There's the other one. There's the big psychic spell. If you look at his 3rd or 4th level spells,
It's something blast, isn't it?
no, it's called
Synaptic static.
believe-
Is that...
Synaptic Static. I can't believe we forgot what it was called already.
He only has one of those left. Actually, he seems to have cast quite a lot of his high-level spells.
That's a bookkeeping question. He's not cast any spells
Okay,
since you've come through from Marcus.
then I shall press the long rest button on his character sheet and refresh him, if that's okay.
Yeah, do it. How about this, readers? How slick is this, eh? Eh?
Well, he feels obviously like he has many, many more options than he had a second ago.
So how many 4th level spells has he got?
He has 3 of the 4th level.
Right.
And 2 of the 5th level, which is where the synaptic static sits.
Uh-huh.
What's it do?
Well, it's an intelligence save, and it does a ton of damage, basically.
Ooh. Ooh, it's quite nice.
If you fail the save, you take a d6 off stuff
Yeah.
for about the next, I don't know how long.
Yes, I remember that one.
Half damage on the successful
You played that
stage.
one against us.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you
half
get
damage
this,
on-
yeah, if you fail, you get
d6 if you fail the
this
save.
bad d6.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
I think it's a point that you choose within range, and I think you've got to be able to see it. So
Yeah.
Purple would have to pop round the corner.
Ooh, he has also irresistible dance as well. I think what he'll do, Mike,
Yes.
he'll do dissonant whispers on it if it comes... Oh, hang on, you have to cast it though, don't you?
Yeah, you have to cast it.
Yeah, I think he'd like to wait and see whether it's on its own before he does his synaptic static, so he's going to just hold fire this round.
Okay, well, we move on. This is excellent. To sessions.
Sessions will cast
Also 60.
Spirit Guardians.
Okay. It is it. It is the thing. What is it going to do? It hisses. It.
I'll make sure I just peer around and see Buggy before I do it, of course.
I can hear rain outside.
Wow. Literally the sound of
Sound
rain
of rain.
from outside.
Nice.
It's news.
Yes.
Uncle Buggy.
Were you attacking me?
It whispers at you. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
What sort of thing is it? Because I've got
It's a sort of
brave,
compulsion-y thing.
a saving throw against being frightened,
It's not a fear effect, no. It's an enchantment effect.
wisdom save,
Really want to make this save.
+2.
Come on.
Here we go.
Any moment now.
Here it comes.
Imminently.
Walking down the
Attention is
street.
building.
Oh dear, the worst possible number.
Dear.
So you can't re-roll that with your halfling luck. Would you like to use your
dice. Yes, I will use.
Which is now a D8, of course. You get to re-roll and add a D8.
Okay, I'll roll right. I'm just going to roll a few bad dice rolls, okay?
Okay, but you have to say before you roll the real one.
Yeah, it's just a bit, just going to warm the dice up a bit.
Roll? 5,
Just
6?
warming the dice up. Okay,
those are rather good
now
rolls.
I'm done.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you just rolled a 17,
And
a
now he rolls
16, and a 14. Okay, here
this
we go.
one.
And this is your real one, and you
2.
get a
6.
8
an 8.
plus a D8.
6.
Oh,
A D8, okay.
you're going to make it. Going to make it.
Oh,
15.
You're not going to make it.
Hang on, have we got any sort of bless running or anything?
No.
Don't think you do, I'm afraid.
8, I
I'm
think.
very
Bless
sorry
it.
to
No,
say.
concentration.
Hang on, let's just try and scrabble around for something extra.
Why are you rolling a D8 for Ort as well?
It's
Because
promoted.
your Ort dice has gone up to a D8.
Has
It
it?
was-
I
yes.
missed that.
Well, you
Really weren't paying
you
attention.
were there.
I missed that. God.
I'm endlessly
That's
handing
exciting.
out nice things.
Okay, no, I.
Do you
No.
remember? No, you don't. Okay. Uncle Buggy, you are paralyzed. We'll come back to you later.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
The rest of you don't know this. It would be metagaming
No.
for you to act based upon that knowledge.
We won't act on it.
I mean,
in
the
any
constant
shape or form.
chuntering, you might be sort of slightly alarmed that he's no longer muttering to himself
Making
about
noises.
Yeah.
self-checkouts
Or
and,
moving. Or I'm practicing rolling.
and decimalisation and all the other things that he complains about constantly.
I think we'll be worried when we don't see him heading for the exit.
You'll know that something's gone desperately wrong when he
It's
doesn't
gone really wrong.
when he doesn't declare
He's not
that there's the
Finding the other front of the combat.
yes that the real front is outside.
Yeah.
You've decided to take on the beholder. Anyway, that's the end of that. Uncle Buggy on 9, who's paralysed.
Do I get a roll at the end of my go?
Knew that was going to be your first question. Let me check. Yes, at the end of your turn, you get another saving throw. Are you going to make the real roll now, or are you
I'm
going to roll out
making
some
a
other?
real roll now.
12.
12.
That is insufficient. On 4, bottom of round 1, it is Parker. If it is the real Parker.
Oh, so we haven't actually moved into the room yet.
More moving out than moving in has been going on.
Well,
Everybody's waiting in the what we're calling the eastern atrium,
Yes.
tucked around the corner, apart from Uncle Buggy, who's in the passageway that leads into this main chamber.
the Hall of Welcome.
The Hall of Welcome.
Have we done any range attacks against it yet?
Yeah, I've shot at it and missed.
Right. No, I think I'm just going to hold off until we actually really properly move in. I'm going to go and stand next to Sessions. Stay in the... Yeah.
Well, you get to glimpse down
Yeah.
that passageway as you flit
Yes.
from one side of the atrium to the
Yes.
other. You can glimpse the main hallway. You can see that Uncle Buggy seems rooted to the spot and immobile.
Oh,
You can see that Noel Edmonds is just standing there going, and you can see that this Naga creature is... Give me an insight check.
ooh, quite good at insight. But I only rolled a 2.
But
An
not
8.
in this instance. Okay, no, you
Not
can't read its
today.
expression, but I don't know. It seems to be where it was before when it emerged, and we moved to the top of round 2. Lysandra on 17.
Yes.
Oh dear, it's very sad. Sandy.
Yes.
Sandy. Oh dear.
Alessandra's going to pop her head round and take another ping with the
Take another
magician
shot.
behind her of the east. This wind, I'm plus 15. I don't
It's a
think
miss,
it's
I'm
going to do it.
afraid, Lysandra. Oh dear.
And then
yep.
she'll fly back.
And we've got all the way
And
round to
that's-
Burple. Nothing has really happened, Burple, since your last
Yeah.
go. All that Graham can hope for is that the little finger of fate doesn't
Oh,
select.
yeah.
Oh, no, you want to run him?
No. Roll the finger of fate.
Roll the finger of fate. Imagine if they released something called the finger of fate. As a little sort of snack.
As a chocolate
Yeah,
snack.
nice.
What would the theme
Rolling
tune be?
It's Graham again on a 2.
Graham.
So-
Graham.
Graham.
I
We are
think
the
you could. I
famous
don't know about Distant Westers because it tends to make them run away when we want to attack them.
Lucas, Mike,
Can
and
he do any
Paul,
buffers?
Graham, and Johnny the dog.
buffs for the rest of the
Yeah, well, I'm thinking...
Yeah, a bless or something.
Yeah,
Might be
okay,
good.
so what I think he'll do, yeah, he's going...
Yes.
This may...
Can you do anything to help Johnny?
Yeah,
I mean, Buggy.
he's going to move up to Buggy and
Do you want to roll an insight check quickly?
14.
The Naga seems quite watchful. hasn't rushed forward now that it's successfully paralysed Buggy and pressed its attack. It seems to be hanging back and looking, I don't know, but it's just odd.
Maybe it's a guardian. You've got to say the password. He's waiting for a password or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, with my, I've got a couple more points of movement. I could push Buggy into the room.
Yeah.
Or, of course,
What you need is one of those little
Trolleys.
Yeah, trolleys. Those ones with the.
We could strap him
That's
like
the two-wheel thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And you just slide it under the feet and then just tip it back a bit.
Silence of the
knots his
lambs.
2 shoelaces together, and then removes the paralysis. Watch him fall.
Hairy feet. Oh no, actually I've got boots.
Or you could,
Or I could just remove the paralysis. Shall I do that?
Or the cock and balls on the forehead.
I think I might
Not
save.
Burples, the picture.
You think you might
obviously,
save?
With a
Well, I
marker,
don't
not
know.
neutral.
I think we need something like a bless or
The opportunity.
Well, in that case, I go up. I get the sense that Buggy thinks he might save, and then I'll start to amble back.
Right, so
Well,
you run
are
round
you
to
gonna do
Buggy.
I suppose
No,
nobody's
that's-
attacked it yet, have they?
No, well, you
Not
said you might
successfully.
save.
Well, I
so-
mean, not successfully. Alessandra has tried
No,
to.
if you're
but
not
I
going to do
think
anything,
just
I'd
try to
rather
do
have
it.
a save. Oh, give me a spell.
No, I just don't.
Got the
know.
gear,
That
got the
doesn't
gear.
work like that.
You said you didn't want it.
I do want it. Alright, where are we going?
I think we should be clear here. Neither of those sentiments could have been expressed. Yes.
No, I'll do what I plan to do. He'll do lesser restoration on Uncle. Oh, hang on, let me just check that doesn't take 10 minutes to cast. No, it's instantaneous.
Got the gear.
So I will cast lesser restoration on Uncle Buggy.
That ends a condition.
Paralysed is one of the conditions it ends.
You free Uncle Buggy from his prison, his paralysing prison.
And then step back to where he is there.
Okay, very nicely done.
Okay.
I think we'll probably get fewer little snappy comments about Burple and his spellcasting now, perhaps. Sessions on
Now we
16.
No, not necessarily.
Well, hang on.
Low level spell, so it's okay.
Burple undoes his paralysis, and the first thing Buggy goes is gross out.
Yeah.
No, paralysis is low level. That's what Bard
Welcome.
should be doing.
Bard shouldn't have a.
Bard should
Lesser
be doing stuff
restoration.
like that.
You shouldn't be
It's
allowed
a support
to take
spell.
away my
Bard
paralysis.
should be doing that. They shouldn't be doing Walls of Force and things like that.
I'm a little bit
A little bit what?
hamstrung
country
by
doing
having
rock and roll?
cast the
Oh.
Spirit Guardians to protect people from worms, in that it's concentration, and all my other good spells are concentration, so I will just stick with it for now.
Also, the total
Yeah.
lack of worms.
Yeah, but in the meantime I will look at some non-concentration spells.
Well, there's your There's your crushing coin.
Oh, I can invoke that, yeah, but it doesn't get all the way down there, I don't think.
I mean,
It's always fun to have. Let's summon the crushing coin.
okie dokie. Let me get you a mini for the crushing coin that we can add to our map. It's a lovely map, readers. Only you could see it.
It's a very fine map.
Sort of halfway between Uncle Buggy and the Naga.
Yeah.
Well, it's Naga time. It's Naga time. It's Naga time. It's not my finest song-wise.
No.
The Naga advances. It wanders past
Oh.
Noel Edmonds. Zombie. It hisses and whispers at Burple the Bard. Can Burple the Bard make a charisma save, please, now?
He gets an 18.
That's okay, that's fine, it's all done. Uncle Buggy on 9.
Are we attacking this thing?
Let's talk gazes, Buggy.
Hmm.
What would you like to do as regards this thing's gaze? You feel like, unless you take steps, you're going to be placed in a position where you may be made to make a saving throw. Some creatures can make you make a save, unless you are in a position where you cannot see the gaze. To do that, you have to basically avert your eyes completely
Yeah.
at the start of your turn, so you must decide now before you do anything else. At that point, you can't see this creature.
If I avert my gaze now, I know where it is roughly.
You know roughly where it is, but you'd be taking the full concealment rules. So you'd be attacking at disadvantage, anything like that.
Actually, to be completely honest, I think it's even worse. I don't think we played it last time. I can't remember what situation, but I'm attacking at disadvantage, but it's attacking at advantage as well. I'm going to avoid its gaze.
So you're looking away from it.
Right.
You know roughly where it is, obviously.
Firstly, I'm going to start raging.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to turn into a bolt of lightning and shoot through it to the other side.
Yes.
Using the destructive wrath to maximize 60 points.
Using the Ring of the Wind Dukes. Does it get a saving throw?
It
Yes.
does.
DC? Oh, it's not rolled very well.
dear.
It's a DC 14 dex save.
It's failed that save. Ouch! You zap it.
60 points of
60
damage.
points of lightning damage. Blimey. It doesn't like
Very
that
nice.
very much at all.
And I appear on the other side. It doesn't know I'm there, does it? A 60-foot bolt. Do I have to go the full 60 feet? So is that going to put me in the pit?
Whoops.
Slight miscalculation.
I mean, that's funny.
Extends out from you to a point within 60 feet.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Okay, so I just go to the side. And that's my go.
Just behind it, between it and the pit.
Got my sword out.
Very nice from Uncle Buggy. And let me tell you something, though, Uncle Buggy, about being near the pit. Because being near the pit is not nice.
Yeah.
If you recall from last time, which you almost certainly don't, green tendrils of vapour are swoopling out of the pit and spreading out into the chamber. You don't know what the effect of them is away from the pit, but you realise very quickly as you get close to the pit that there is some kind of aura of corruption around this pit, and it makes you feel not very well. You think that it's going to materially affect your ability to do things, but you're not quite sure how much yet until you actually have an action.
Okay.
Yeah, but you just got the feeling you're in some kind of corrupt
Right.
aura.
I've still got a move action. Can I
What would
move
you like to
out?
do with that?
Does he? Doesn't know I've appeared behind him, does he?
Let's just see. I'm going to roll a d20. I've got a number in mind. Okay, it doesn't realise you're behind it. It doesn't turn or react.
Okay.
What would you like
I'm
to
going
do?
to move out of the gaseous thing behind the column to the northeast of the Naga.
You'll be in front of it briefly. You're happy that it's going to know where you are. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be in this corrupt cloud. I think I
So
think I
averting your
activated my
gaze
boost of
from it,
speed,
you're
did I?
running away from it. Doesn't get an attack of opportunity as you skirt round. You're pretty much certain that it's going to know where you've gone.
Okay, but I'm a hobbit, naturally stealthy. You can attempt to hide even when you're obscured only by a creature at least one size larger than you.
Hide is an action, and you've run out of actions.
Okay.
Parker on 4. Parker. Goodness knows what's going on in that main room, Parker.
Right, what are we going to do? Shall I pile in?
Yes, I'm attacking it.
All right.
You can make a decision, beginning of your turn,
To
as to
not
whether
look
or
at
not
it.
you're going to actively avert your eyes from its gaze.
I think it's got a range, the gaze, of something like 30 feet. But I might be wrong.
Right.
Might be 60 feet.
What the heck? I'm going to pile in and I'm going to whop it.
You're running straight up to
Yeah.
it.
And
You don't have to worry about the gaze for now.
yes. So
You might have to worry about it in a moment.
the first attack is
Hits armor class
13.
Is a miss with the first attack. There we go.
Second attack. Oh, you haven't given. Oh my god, it's terrible. 14.
Is a miss.
You didn't give me a ruling, by the way, on the thunder and lightning gloves gauntlets.
Super generously, I think that whilst holding the short sword,
Yeah.
you can make a punch attack.
Yes.
I'm not.
I may wake up in the middle of the night, sit bolt upright, think, what the fuck have I done? And change my mind later.
I think that would be difficult. You'd hurt your hand if you're holding something.
Johnny is our resident. This will amaze. Readers, prepare to be amazed. Johnny is our resident martial arts expert. Of the Elders of the Hilltop, he would be the one in the history documentary with the ponytail showing somebody how to use a longbow.
I'm staggered.
He would be, wouldn't
First attack.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's
Michael
just
Portillo shooting a dead
ridiculous.
pig with a crossbow.
That's obviously a miss.
2, that's a miss. It's a 1. Okay, so that has not
It's
gone
just
terribly well.
terrible.
Miss,
4 misses
miss,
in a row.
miss.
Should have warmed the dice up.
Alessandro on 17, unless Parker is going to
Alessandro.
run away.
Run away! Actually, I will. I'm going to go back because I can disengage freely after I've attacked it. Back into Sessions'
protection.
thingamajigs.
Alessandra at 17.
Is going to move next to Parker. She's got the sharpshooter feat, so she doesn't have to worry about anything in between her and it.
You're not averting
And
your gaze from the creature?
I will avert my gaze from the creature.
So if you're going to be shooting blind, you never know, you might hit the back of Burple's head.
Am I allowed to avert my gaze from the creature's face rather than its body?
I think you're either looking at it or you're not looking at it.
If I say, I'm not going to avoid its gaze now while I shoot at it, but then I'm going to move again around
That's
the
completely
corner.
fine. That's what Parker just
Oh,
did.
in which case, I will not avoid its gaze while I attack it.
Ooh,
Getting a natural 20.
nice.
We've got a new rule now. There is no more gambling.
There's no more gambling.
Instead, you get to draw a card if you confirm the critical with a hit, right? So you're already doing your double whatever it is damage, and you get to draw a card.
If I confirm.
Yeah.
Arm plus 22.
Is a hit.
And it's sneak damage as well.
Because of no 11s.
Bloody
Lots of
Holy
dice.
shit on a stick. This is Shadowrun.
That's 28
Yes.
plus 35.
Bloody
Wow.
hell.
63 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
And you get a card. Do you want to open it?
Yeah.
See what you got.
Distracting jab, double damage, and the target must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. On a failed saving throw, the target has disadvantage on their next attack.
The double damage, you don't double.
No,
right.
yeah.
No.
So
It makes it safe. Fine.
Move around the corner behind Sessions and do a hide as a cunning action.
Burple is going to be run by Paul. Is Burple going to run round and form a human wall round Alessandra?
Yes, Purple's going to
run
move
around the corner
next
and
to
cover Alessandra's eyes with his hands.
Graham, what can Purple do?
He could try his synaptic.
Yeah, I don't know that synaptic is the spell it's cracked up to be.
Or he could do his kind of dissonant whispers that may make it run away. He has the swords as well, if he wanted to get into melee, so he probably wants to make
I
sure
don't think Dan would forgive me ever if he got this thing at him.
I think you do a dissonant whispers and then go around the corner.
Dan won't forgive you
I think
ever anyway, Paul, because of the whole Cuthbert gem thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but there's levels and limits.
His reaction to the news would be, oh, typical.
I agree with Johnny. Let's do dissonant whispers and then move around the corner.
What's the DC?
Wisdom DC 15.
Rolling a saves.
3d6 psychic damage. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away.
Half of this.
Yeah. Oof.
So
Wow.
it's 13 points divided by 2.
Yeah, so the 6 points
So
of
it's
damage.
going to be 6 points. And then he's going to move around the corner.
This thing slithers up into the corridor.
Sessions is going.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
Sessions.
So now you know what it's going to do.
Well, I was thinking of standing my ground and being very heroic, but suddenly I have this
No, you
sense
weren't.
It's
that-
not convincing anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, now that I know it's coming, I'll fucking run away. I'm going to throw the crushing coin on it.
So you're not averting your gaze.
No, otherwise it would be pointless.
And from your position of cover, you are looking around the corner enough to see it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to peer around the corner to see it, then I'm going to run back round to out of sight. Whether or not it's
Yeah,
effective,
okay.
I don't know yet. Throw the Toll the Dead on it and then run back round into the corner.
Let's start with the crushing coin.
Armor class 23
Is a hit.
for... Oh, feel that. 6 points of force damage.
You've done quite a lot of damage on this thing.
Toll the Dead, Wisdom DC 16 saving throw.
Rolling a 20 on the save and saving.
And then I'm going to move back round the
Right.
corner and round behind Alessandro.
So effectively, you're all just running away and hiding behind each other
Yeah.
in a cascade of cowardice. This thing slithers up towards Parker. Can you give me an intelligence saving throw?
You really want to make that save? You really want to make
You
that
really
save?
want to make this saving throw. Would you like to use your Ort
Yes.
dice? That's an 8 in total. Okay, you can roll it again and add a D8.
Yes.
So, I mean,
So,
this
roll
is
it again.
exactly what Ort dice is.
Oh,
A 4.
find out now.
Dear.
And a D8. So that's
The D8,
that's
you're
8
gonna need a
plus
number.
D8. 14.
You are all right,
Ooh.
Parker.
Shit.
You feel something really, really nasty brush your whole spirit, soul, and personality. Feel yourself falling into the gaze of this creature. There's a moment where you think it's got you, and then it hasn't got you. The next thing that happens, Buggy, you can see this thing has slithered past you, right? You're tucked away around this corner, Bilbo style. The doors in the north and the south of the Hall of Welcome start to rumble open. They're huge stone double doors carved to represent a writhing wall of worms and grinning skulls. Uncle Buggy.
Lovely.
You see those doors, you can hear the doors behind you in the north wall open. A sickly green light starts to spill into the Hall of Welcome. The southern doors, you can hear them opening, Buggy, but you can't see them because you're tucked around the other side of that pillar. All of you tucked away in the eastern atrium, you can just hear the grinding of stone. That is the end of that, and we move on to Uncle Buggy on 9. You can hear the Naga. You don't think it knows you're there. It's 10 feet away from you.
Yeah. So I'm going to say to Noel Edmonds, attack. He'll do a move. Okay, and then I'll move up to the Naga. Eyes averted, attacking at disadvantage. I'm raging.
You can see something. When you come round from the side of the pillar, you can see the open doors to the south. It looks like it's dark in there. You can see the flickering of a kind of greenish, orangish firelight. More like there's a couple of torches burning in there somewhere that aren't directly in your field of view.
No hostiles.
You can't see any creatures.
First attack, 13.
13 is a miss.
Second attack is a 19.
Would be a hit, but let's roll the other roll for the disadvantage.
A 1, but I get to
it's a
re-roll.
1, you can re-roll it. Getting...
22.
It's a hit.
Yes.
This thing didn't know you were there. It hisses and its head whips around to
21 points of damage, 10 of which is fire.
Parker on 4. This thing is right on you. Would you like to avert your gaze?
No. Bish bash bosh.
Attack it. Bish bash bosh. Here we go. This can possibly
go as badly as last time. And the next one. Right, that's looking more like it. 20
is a hit.
8 points and 6 fire, so 14 in total. 13 was a miss last time.
Is a miss, so I'm afraid.
Another one is armor class 19.
Is a hit.
Is a hit.
It's not going to be enough to kill
6
it.
points in total.
The Naga looks.
Oh, and then
really
hold on, and then I move back round the corner behind Sessions.
The cascade of cowardice continues.
Yes.
Sessions hiding behind Alessandra, Parker hiding behind Sessions.
Yep.
Alessandra on 17.
Move out of hiding into the corridor so Alessandra can see.
Okay.
And he's going to do an attack.
She
does hit some class 15.
Is a miss.
And then she will move again behind Burple.
On 16, it's Burple. Rolling a d4, getting a 3. It is Paul.
Oh, God.
Let's decide what to do with Burple. First thing that's going to be decided is whether or not Burple is going to look at this thing or not look at it.
Burple's going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this thing to do Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
And then... So
it doesn't have to look at it to do Dissonant Whispers.
Right, don't look at it. I won't look at it and I'll do Dissonant Whispers.
You don't even have to move to do a Dissonant Whispers. You just need to decide.
Stay where I am then.
Right, so hiding around the corner, you do a Dissonant Whispers. What's the DC?
Wisdom 15.
Wisdom
15.
Ooh, it's a 9. That is insufficient.
3d6. And it must immediately use its reaction to run away.
15.
This thing is a big creature and really tough, but now it really starting to look, and then it's got to move away.
Yeah, it must use its reaction.
Can it move away through creatures? Anybody know?
I guess it can squeeze between them.
And it moves its full movement, right?
Surely you're
For the
moving
squeeze
slower.
squares, I think it's probably double.
Nobody's looking at it.
I can hear.
You can hear it slithering past you.
I don't threaten if I'm not.
You don't threaten because you're not looking. You think it's slithering back towards the middle of the Hall of Welcome. The Hall of Welcome. Sessions on 16.
I'm going to try what I did last time. I'm going to move out so that I can see it, throw the crushing coin at it, toll the dead on it, and then run back around the corner. It hits armor class 27.
Is a hit. Let's see what damage it's doing.
10 points of force damage. And then it needs to make a wisdom DC 16.
Will be, yes.
saving throw.
It makes that save.
So nothing happens, and then I move back round the corner, take off the top hat, and pull out a piece of cheese.
The top hat, of course.
Nice.
The new thing that we've discovered, yeah.
First thing that happens, before it gets to do anything, Uncle Buggy, you're not looking at it. You hear the third set of double doors open. The set of double doors that must lead through to the atrium that's on the other side of the ziggurat. And you hear a kind of grating, clanking step as a creature makes its way into the Hall of Welcome. You can feel the room get noticeably colder as whatever it is clanks into the chamber, and then you hear an awful voice that cuts through you, Uncle Buggy. In fact, all of you can detect this spirit-racking sound as this whispered voice echoes through the Hall of Welcome. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Druidic, Elvish, and Orc.
Common, halfling.
Sessions only has common and halfling. Burple has common, celestial, and goblin.
And what about Alessandra?
The only different one is she's got Elvish and Thieves' Cant.
None of you
Nobody
understand
understands.
what is being said.
There's nothing unusual
But-
in that.
No, exactly. Buggy, you hear the Naga slither away from you.
Why can't I see this thing that's gone into the room again?
You can't look at the far door without seeing the Naga.
Oh, see, no.
Other stuff happens, you don't know what it is. Uncle Buggy on 9.
Well, I'll look across the room now.
The first thing that you notice, you can see the tail of the Naga as it slips over the edge of the pit. The next thing that you can see is that the doors to the north of this chamber, to your right, Buggy, are fully open, and the whole of the northern section of this room is bathed in a writhing, rippling, greenish light. You can also see a shadow cast out onto the floor in front of the doors. It looks like the elongated, distorted silhouette of an angel or something, a winged creature. That's the first thing. Second thing that you see, Buggy, is that the doors to the south are fully open. You can glimpse inside those doors to the south bookcases, the ends of bookcases in the dark. Looking across the chamber, past the Naga, past the pit, something has entered the Hall of Welcome from the other door. I've got a handout for you.
Yeah.
The creature wears dark armor that hides much of its form from view, but its skeletal of visage, and even over your own scent, Buggy, and even at this distance, you can pick up that it has a horrid stench. It must be some kind of awful undead. Small green worms, their mouths filled with row upon row of jagged teeth, writhe along this creature's armor, crawling under its plates and panes. But its most gruesome features are its eyes, which have been replaced by the ravenous mouths of 2 bloated worms.
Lovely.
What would you like to do? It's just looking at you. It's holding a long sword.
That's really rather
It
ugly.
is, isn't it?
I'm going to stop raging, and then I'm going to do an ice storm on top of it.
Okay.
Oh, you said it was cold.
You could feel the room get colder as it entered. Yes.
So it's some sort of cold resistance, do I think?
You could feel the room get noticeably colder when this thing entered the room. That's all I can say.
Can I do something else? Sorry. I'm going to do a sleet storm. Freezing rain and sleet, 20-foot tall cylinder, 40-foot radius, heavily obscured. The ground is covered with ice, making it difficult terrain. When they move for the first time when its turn or starts its turn, they'll make us a dex save or fall prone.
Like that?
Yeah, and then I'm going to move.
It's a great spell, Sleep Storm.
I think I might just move 5, 10.
It's the most annoying spell to play against.
I'm moving around next to my cousin's session. Is it cousin?
Nephew.
Nephew, sorry.
How could
My
you-
nephew's
They're
sessions.
all running away.
It's giving other people a time to think about what to do.
Poor excuse.
On for its pack.
What are we going to do now? Just going to wait for the... I mean,
What are we going to do now?
Well, we could.
No,
You're free. You could leave.
you got a piece of cheese for me, Sessions, while we're waiting?
Well,
Yeah.
we could run.
A morsel?
I'll slice you off a sliver.
We could do something like run up to the north
Is
room?
it slither or sliver? I mean, not talking about
Sliver,
knives, talking
I think,
about
yeah.
cheese. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, a small piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We could run up to the north room and attack the thing in there. Or we could run out of the ziggurat right round to the western entrance and go in that way.
What did you see in the open north and south entryways?
Where there's some
Light. There's some
angel,
light. There's something
probably
in the
demon
north.
thing in the north.
An angel. The angel of the north.
Yeah, the Angel of the North.
And
You
then
saw,
some flickering,
horrible, sickly green,
flamey lights.
writhing green light. Yeah.
In a library
Some
in the
kind of
south.
torchlit-ish dark room to the south with bookcases.
Let's go and try the other entrance.
See if we can get all the way
Let's go to the north.
round.
It seems most
We can
dangerous.
attack the thing from behind. The skeleton thing. Who's just come out of the room that is the antechamber from the west.
Well,
You want to go all the way around?
No, just throwing some ideas out there.
all we need to do for the moment is decide what Parker is doing.
There's nothing I can do. I'm having a piece of cheese with Sessions until
Okay,
we
fine,
decide
having a
what
piece of
our
cheese.
tactic is, because any
I would have
option
thought
of-
the north or south. That's at least.
Top of the next round, Alessandra on 17. What do you want to do? You can hear the sound of the sleet storm howling in the chamber round the corner from you.
Right, Alessandra's going to move.
Okay.
She's going to nip round the corner. She's going to go through the corridor.
Yes.
She's going to turn right as she enters the Hall of Welcome,
Yes.
staying to the periphery, and she's heading towards the north doors.
Yes.
She can't quite get there. She can get to within about 40 feet or so.
On either side of these doors, something we've not talked about, something that's on the map that we've not dwelt upon, is there are little staircases that are built into the...
Yeah.
They seem to lead out onto the flat surface on the first level of the ziggurat.
I'm going to... There's a... I don't know whether it's actually absolute. There's a load of rubble.
Yes, that's a
So the
collapsed pillar that's near the pit.
I'm going to go and tuck myself in amongst this.
Sort of find yourself a
Rubble.
little nook in the rubble.
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as you
So
get
I'm
that
gonna
close,
move-
you can feel the aura of corruption start to seep into you.
And I'm going to look
North,
north by northwest
yes, okay.
through the doors.
What you can see.
And I'm hiding as a cunning action.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
I've got a stealth of 23.
You've got a view that looks diagonally through these doors.
Mm-hmm.
The far wall that you can see, it's writhing and glowing with an unhealthy light. You can also see in between you and this wall, there are some instruments. They look like torture instruments. It looks like you're looking into a torture chamber.
Yeah.
You can also see perhaps the foot of something that is standing in this chamber, whose shadow is being cast out onto the floor of the main chamber in front of you. You're looking at an armoured foot. It looks like a plate-mailed foot.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a perception check, please?
17.
That glowing wall that you can see, you can work out what it is. It's the effect, you realise, of uncountable thousands of writhing, glowing green worms clearly trapped against a glass wall you're looking at in the chamber to your north.
Nice.
And the worms are glowing and they're casting this unhealthy, sick light.
Ugh.
Burple on 16. Burple being run by Lucas.
Well, is anybody else doing anything?
You can wave your turn. You can just move on to
Yeah,
the next
just
person.
move on.
Okay, Sessions on 16.
I'll call back the crushing coin,
Okay, retrieve it.
retrieve
Yeah,
it
like a dog.
like a dog,
Come on.
and just move around to where the doors are. Pull them partially shut so there's a bit of cover.
Leaning your little hobbity weight against these stone doors to try and get yourself a little bit of cover.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Well, a load of things happen. The first thing that happens
Yes.
is that the sleet storm disappears.
Oh.
The second thing that happens, Alessandra, the creature that was the target of the sleet storm, clanks its way up to the edge of the pit. You can hear it getting closer, but you're hunkered down with your back or whatever to this stone block. You hear it speak again in this strange eldritch whisper that cuts right through you. And something comes out of the door to the north. You can see it. It must once have been some form of divine, a celestial servant of good that has now been entirely corrupted. It screeches and swoops, its wings unfurling, banking towards you. As it does so, its 2 arms that it's holding out to its side just woof, and turn both of them into flaming swords bathed in green fire. It sweeps those arms behind it to make itself more of a projectile. As it does so, it discorporates itself and it flies straight into you.
Nice.
And we'll find out what that means. We'll find out whether or not this twisted angelic creature has got friends. And we'll find out what lurks behind the doors to the south when we pick things up again next week.
Nice, yeah. I am dead. Time to prepare backup character.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
Alessandra's twin brother.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Spire of Long Shadows and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Spire of Long Shadows was written by Jesse Decker. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening.